now streaming on UP Manila Livestream, Zoom, Facebook Live at New Webinars, and YouTube at tinyurl.com/newwebinarsyt. If you are encountering any problems in internet connectivity, kindly refresh the page. The webinars will be recorded and uploaded to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. There will be a question and answer portion at the end of the discussion to be facilitated by our moderator. Type in your questions in the comment box of Facebook Live and YouTube, and in the Q&A chat box of Zoom and the UP Manila livestream. For healthcare professionals who want to avail of CPD units, a link to an online evaluation form will be provided at the end of the forum and will also be sent to your email address after the forum. Kindly wait for the confirmation email up to 2 days after the event. We'd also like to invite you to join the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. An immunization record and tracker, 2. An information atlas on all of the vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions or facts and myths on vaccination. It's currently available for free at the Google Play Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for the recently launched new set on getting your COVID-19 booster shot for Viber, and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram. Welcome to the Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit. This event is brought to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, UP Philippine General Hospital Division of Adolescent Medicine, City of Manila, Manila Public Information Office, Mu Sigma Phi Foundation, Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, College of Arts and Sciences Student Council, and the Medical Students for Social Responsibility. Co-presented by In Life Sheroes. The beneficiary of this event is the Circle of Hope Community Services. This forum runs on the second Tuesday of November 2022 and in the months of January, March, and May of 2023. This aims to deliver interactive medical lectures by prominent specialists here and abroad on important and common medical conditions and concerns relating to the adolescent population. Physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and other health professionals may avail of CPD units. To receive email reminders for future webinars, please register at tinyurl.com/adolescentwebinars. Registration is free and open to everyone, especially physicians, healthcare professionals, medical and allied med health students, junior and senior high school students, and lay observers. For those interested in getting a certificate of attendance, please sign in the online attendance form to get a certificate.
Hello
The links are in the description boxes of UP Manila Livestream and Facebook Live, and in the chat boxes of Zoom and YouTube. Once you've registered, the confirmation email will be sent 24 hours after the forum. Please ensure that you complete this step to receive your certificate of attendance. Make sure that your details are correct. We're now streaming on UP Manila Livestream, Zoom, Facebook Live at New Webinars, and YouTube at tinyurl.com/newwebinarsyt. If you are encountering any problems in internet connectivity, kindly refresh the page. The webinars will be recorded and uploaded to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. There will be a question and answer portion at the end of the discussion to be facilitated by our moderator. Type in your questions in the comment box of Facebook Live and YouTube, and in the Q&A chat box of Zoom and the UP Manila livestream. For healthcare professionals who want to avail of CPD units, a link to an online evaluation form will be provided at the end of the forum and will also be sent to your email address after the forum. Kindly wait for the confirmation email up to 2 days after the event. We'd also like to invite you to join the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. An immunization record and tracker, 2. An information atlas on all of the vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions or facts and myths on vaccination. It's currently available for free at the Google Play Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for the recently launched new set on getting your COVID-19 booster shot for Viber, and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram. Welcome to the Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit. This event is brought to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, UP Philippine General Hospital Division of Adolescent Medicine, City of Manila, Manila Public Information Office, Mu Sigma Phi Foundation, Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, College of Arts and Sciences Student Council, and the Medical Students for Social Responsibility. Co-presented by In Life Sheroes. The beneficiary of this event is the Circle of Hope Community Services. This forum runs on the second Tuesday of November 2022 and in the months of January, March, and May of 2023. This aims to deliver interactive medical lectures by prominent specialists here and abroad on important and common medical conditions and concerns relating to the adolescent population. Physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and other health professionals may avail of CPD units. To receive email reminders for future webinars, please register at tinyurl.com/adolescentwebinars. Registration is free and open to everyone, especially physicians, healthcare professionals, medical and allied med health students, junior and senior high school students, and lay observers. For those interested in getting a certificate of attendance, please sign in the online attendance form to get a certificate. The links are in the description boxes of UP Manila Livestream and Facebook Live, and in the chat boxes of Zoom and YouTube. Once you've registered, the confirmation email will be sent 24 hours after the forum. Please ensure that you complete this step to receive your certificate of attendance. Make sure that your details are correct. We're now streaming on UP Manila Livestream, Zoom, Facebook Live at New Webinars, and YouTube at tinyurl.com/newwebinarsyt. If you are encountering any problems in internet connectivity, kindly refresh the page. Webinars will be recorded and uploaded to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. There will be a question and answer portion at the end of the discussion to be facilitated by our moderator. Type in your questions in the comment box of Facebook Live and YouTube, and in the Q&A chat box of Zoom and the UP Manila Livestream. For healthcare professionals who want to avail of CPD units, a link to an online evaluation form will be provided at the end of the forum and will also be sent to your email address after the forum. Kindly wait for the confirmation email up to 2 days after the event. We'd also like to invite you to join the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. An immunization record and tracker, 2. An information atlas on all of the vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions or facts and myths on vaccination. It's currently available for free at the Google Play Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for the recently launched news set on getting your COVID-19 booster shot for Viber, and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram. Welcome to the Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit. This event is brought to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, UP Philippine General Hospital Division of Adolescent Medicine, City of Manila, Manila Public Information Office, Mu Sigma Phi Foundation, Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, College of Arts and Sciences Student Council, and the Medical Students for Social Responsibility. Co-presented by In Life Heroes. The beneficiary of this event is the Circle of Hope Community Services. This forum runs on the second Tuesday of November 2022 and in the months of January, March, and May of 2023. This aims to deliver interactive medical lectures by prominent specialists here and abroad on important and common medical conditions and concerns relating to the adolescent population. Physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and other health professionals may avail of CPD units. To receive email reminders for future webinars, please register at tinyurl.com/adolescentwebinars. Registration is free and open to everyone, especially physicians, healthcare professionals, medical and allied med health students, junior and senior high school students, and lay observers. For those interested in getting a certificate of attendance, please sign in the online attendance form to get a certificate. The links are in the description boxes of UP Manila Livestream and Facebook Live, and in the chat boxes of Zoom and YouTube. Once you've registered, the confirmation email will be sent 24 hours after the forum. Please ensure that you complete this step to receive your certificate of attendance. Make sure that your details are correct. We're now streaming on UP Manila Livestream, Zoom, Facebook Live at Mu Webinars, and YouTube at tinyurl.com/MuWebinarsYT. If you are encountering any problems in internet connectivity, kindly refresh the page. The webinars will be recorded and uploaded to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. There will be a question and answer portion at the end of the discussion to be facilitated by our moderator. Type in your questions in the comment box of Facebook Live and YouTube, and in the Q&A chat box of Zoom and the UP Manila livestream. For healthcare professionals who want to avail of CPD units, a link to an online evaluation form will be provided at the end of the forum and will also be sent to your email address after the forum. Kindly wait for the confirmation email up to 2 days after the event. We'd also like to invite you to join the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. An immunization record and tracker, 2. An information atlas on all of the vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions or facts and myths on vaccination. It's currently available for free at the Google Play Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for the recently launched news set on getting your COVID-19 booster shot for Viber, and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram. Welcome to the Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit. This event is brought to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, UP Philippine General Hospital Division of Adolescent Medicine, City of Manila, Manila Public Information Office, Mu Sigma Phi Foundation, Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, College of Arts and Sciences Student Council, and the Medical Students for Social Responsibility. Co-presented by In Life Sheroes. The beneficiary of this event is the Circle of Hope Community Services. This forum runs on the second Tuesday of November 2022 and in the months of January, March, and May of 2023. This aims to deliver interactive medical lectures by prominent specialists here and abroad on important and common medical conditions and concerns relating to the adolescent population. Physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and other health professionals may avail of CPD units. To receive email reminders for future webinars, please register at tinyurl.com/adolescentwebinars. Registration is free and open to everyone, especially physicians, healthcare professionals, medical and allied med health students, junior and senior high school students, and lay observers. For those interested in getting a certificate of attendance, please sign in the online attendance form to get a certificate. The links are in the description boxes of UP Manila Livestream and Facebook Live, and in the chat boxes of Zoom and YouTube. Once you've registered, the confirmation email will be sent 24 hours after the forum. Please ensure that you complete this step to receive your certificate of attendance. Make sure that your details are correct. We're now streaming on UP Manila Livestream, Zoom, Facebook Live at New Webinars, and YouTube at tinyurl.com/newwebinarsyt. If you are encountering any problems in internet connectivity, kindly refresh the page. The webinars will be recorded and uploaded to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. There will be a question and answer portion at the end of the discussion to be facilitated by our moderator. Type in your questions in the comment box of Facebook Live and YouTube, and in the Q&A chat box of Zoom and the UP Manila livestream. For healthcare professionals who want to avail of CPD units, a link to an online evaluation form will be provided at the end of the forum and will also be sent to your email address after the forum. Kindly wait for the confirmation email up to 2 days after the event. We'd also like to invite you to join the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. An immunization record and tracker, 2. An information atlas on all of the vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions or facts and myths on vaccination. It's currently available for free at the Google Play Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for the recently launched new set on getting your COVID-19 booster shot for Viber, and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram. Welcome to the Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit. This event is brought to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, UP Philippine General Hospital Division of Adolescent Medicine, City of Manila, Manila Public Information Office, Mu Sigma Phi Foundation, Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, College of Arts and Sciences Student Council, and the Medical Students for Social Responsibility. Co-presented by In Life Sheroes. The beneficiary of this event is the Circle of Hope Community Services. This forum runs on the second Tuesday of November 2022 and in the months of January, March, and May of 2023. This aims to deliver interactive medical lectures by prominent specialists here and abroad on important and common medical conditions and concerns relating to the adolescent population. Physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and other health professionals may avail of CPD units. To receive email reminders for future webinars, please register at tinyurl.com/adolescentwebinars. Registration is free and open to everyone, especially physicians, healthcare professionals, medical and allied med health students, junior and senior high school students, and lay observers. For those interested in getting a certificate of attendance, please sign in the online attendance form to get a certificate. The links are in the description boxes of UP Manila Livestream and Facebook Live, and in the chat boxes of Zoom and YouTube. Once you've registered, the confirmation email will be sent 24 hours after the forum. Please ensure that you complete this step to receive your certificate of attendance. Make sure that your details are correct. We're now streaming on UP Manila Livestream, Zoom, Facebook Live at New Webinars, and YouTube at tinyurl.com/newwebinarsyt. If you are encountering any problems in internet connectivity, kindly refresh the page. The webinars will be recorded and uploaded to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. There will be a question and answer portion at the end of the discussion to be facilitated by our moderator. Type in your questions in the comment box of Facebook Live and YouTube, and in the Q&A chat box of Zoom and the UP Manila livestream. For healthcare professionals who want to avail of CPD units, a link to an online evaluation form will be provided at the end of the forum and will also be sent to your email address after the forum. Kindly wait for the confirmation email up to 2 days after the event. We'd also like to invite you to join the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly, physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. An immunization record and tracker, 2. An information atlas on all of the vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions or facts and myths on vaccination. It's currently available for free at the Google Play Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for the recently launched new set on getting your COVID-19 booster shot for Viber, and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram. Welcome to the Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit. This event is brought to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, UP Philippine General Hospital Division of Adolescent Medicine, City of Manila, Manila Public Information Office, Mu Sigma Phi Foundation, Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, College of Arts and Sciences Student Council, and the Medical Students for Social Responsibility. Co-presented by In Life Sheroes. The beneficiary of this event is the Circle of Hope Community Services. This forum runs on the second Tuesday of November 2022 and in the months of January, March, and May of 2023.
Orasyo Imperata para sa proteksyon laban sa COVID-19 virus. Mahabagin at mapagmahal na Ama, nagsusumamo kami sa iyo upang hilingin ang iyong patnubay laban sa COVID-19 na nagpapahirap sa marami at kumitil na ng mga buhay. Tunghayan mo kami ng may pagmamahal at ipagadya kami ng inyong mapaghilom na kamay mula sa takot sa kamatayan at karamdaman. Itaguyod mo kami sa pag-asa at patatagin sa pananampalataya. Gabayan mo ang mga dalubhasang naatasan na tumuklas na mga lunas at paraan upang ihinto ang paglaganap nito. Nagpapasalamat kami sa mga bakunang naisulong sa patnubay ng iyong mga kamay. Pagpalain mo ang aming mga pagsisikap na mawakasan ng mga bakuna ang pandemya sa aming bayan. patnubayan mo ang mga lumilingap sa may sakit upang ang kanilang pagkalinga ay malaki pa ng husay at malasakit. Pagkalooban mo sila ng kalusugan sa isip at katawan, katatagan sa kanilang paninindigang maglingkod at ipagsanggalang sa karamdaman. Itinataas namin ang mga nagdurusa. Makamtan nawa nila ang mabuting kalusugan. Lingapin mo rin ang mga kumakalinga sa kanila. Pagkamitin mo ng kapayapaang walang hanggan ang mga pumanaw na. Pagkalooban mo kami ng biyaya na magtulong-tulong tungo sa ikabubuti ng lahat. Pukawin sa amin ang pagmamalasakit sa mga nangangailangan. Sa pagdamay at malasakit namin sa bawat isa, malampasan nawa namin ang krisis na ito at lumago sa kabanalan at pagbabalik loob sa iyo. Hinihiling namin ito sa pamamagitan ni Hesukristo na nabubuhay at naghaharing kasama mo at ng Espiritu Santo, Diyos magpasawalang hanggan. Amen. Dumudulog kami sa iyong patnubay, mahal na Ina ng Diyos. Pakinggan mo ang aming mga kahilingan sa aming pangangailangan at ipag-adya mo kami sa lahat ng kasamaan, maluwalhati at pinagbalang Birhen. Amen. Mahal na Birhen, mapagpagaling sa may sakit, ipanalangin mo kami. San Jose, ipanalangin mo kami. San Rafael Arcangel, ipanalangin mo kami. San Roque, ipanalangin mo kami. San Lorenzo Ruiz, ipanalangin mo kami. San Pedro Calungsod, ipanalangin mo kami.
The world of today may have changed, but we'll never stop doing good. So the youth can reach their dreams. So women can give more light to their families. So that all Filipinos can move forward, leaving no one behind. We make today better because today is what shapes the future. And in the future, we see everyone leading a lifetime for good. In life, a lifetime for good.
Today's summit is I-Activate, must-knows on exercise and eating healthy. Today, we aim to give us insights on the foundations of proper nutrition, exercise, and sleep hygiene, and how to effectively integrate our knowledge into our daily lives, especially in the lives of young adolescents. For today's summit, we have Dr. Cristina P. Bondoc, a lung cancer and pulmonary oncologist, an associate consultant at Institute of Pulmonary Medicine in St. Luke's Medical Center, an awardee of Young Researcher Award by American College of Chest Physicians, and a respected congresswoman of the 4th District of Pampanga as our moderator.
Hello everyone and magandang hapon po. I hope everyone can hear me. Please put a thumbs up and hearts if you want to start na po and if the sound is good. Ayan, may nakikita na po akong mga hearts. So magandang hapon po, good noon everyone and welcome to E.X.C.E.E.D. E.X.C.E.E.D. E.X.C.E.D nga, no? Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit. This event is presented to you by the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, the UP General Hospital Division of Adolescent Medicine, the City of Manila, Manila Public Information Office, the Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, the College of Arts and Sciences Student Council, and the Medical Students for Social Responsibility. And thank you also, as this is also co-presented by In Life Sheroes. So this forum is a series of panel discussions which will address important health topics affecting po ang ating pong adolescent population ng mga Pilipino. For those who don't know po, our population is actually those 25 and below are 50% po of the Filipino population. So ito po ang ating target. So we are on the second webinar of our quarterly series, and for today, we will delve into the theory and practice of proper nutrition. Paano po kumain ng mabuti, exercise, sleep hygiene, paano po matulog, all of which are essential for ensuring that our adolescents lead more active and healthier lives. So for any questions of our speakers, we welcome po questions. You may type them into the Q&A boxes of the UP Manila live stream and Zoom, or sa mga nasa FB Live po, just put a comment below at sa YouTube. So our forum today will tackle the most effective ways to improve energy levels and the quality of life po ng ating adolescents, and to help them make po healthy lifestyle decisions. We will learn the importance of exercise, adequate nutrition, and healthy sleeping habits in improving and maintaining good health. Our distinguished speakers will share with us attainable strategies at yung mga nalaman po nila after a lifetime of teaching. Attainable strategies in incorporating exercise into our daily routine and choosing the right foods. So I am excited because napaka-interesting po ng topic na ito for our adolescents and for parents po and those who take care of yung atin pong mga teenagers. So to formally start our forum, I'm honored to introduce our speakers. Kasama po natin sila. They took time out from their very, very busy schedules. And kasama po natin ngayon, Professor Christian Wisdom Valleser, Dr. Cecilia Cristina Santos-Acuin, and Dr. Margaret May Maaño. So let's start. First speaker na po, ano? Our first speaker is Professor Christian Wisdom M. Valleser, or Assistant Professor. He is called po Sir Wisdom, and he is an esteemed alumnus. He's a graduate of the College of Human Kinetics at the University of the Philippines, Diliman, where he finished po a Bachelor of Sports Science and a Master's of Science in Human Movement. So Sir Wisdom handled countless workshops and seminars as a workshop facilitator and a lecturer where he shares his knowledge and expertise. Currently, he's an Assistant Professor 7 at the College of Human Kinetics, UP Diliman, and the head of the UP Varsity Sports Program High Performance Unit. Ang ganda pong pag-usapan to. So everyone, let's all welcome Professor Christian Wisdom M. Valleser. Sir, ready na po?
Yes, hello. Good morning. Meron na po akong recorded lecture. Hi everyone, good morning po. Sana mag-enjoy. Hello everyone, good afternoon. So I'll go straight to my presentation. Thank you for having me here. My talk is on the aspect of exercise. So in terms of exercise and good health, when done properly, adolescents who exercise can benefit through increased strength, increased muscle endurance, greater resistance to injuries, improved performance in almost any sport, stronger bones, improved self-esteem. There's a higher likelihood of maintaining a healthy weight into adulthood. There's what we call developed movement integrity or improved kinesthetic sense that can be used or maintained as they grow older. So ito yung ibang bata daw lampa, no? Yung iba naman marunong gumalaw. So yeah, this is exercise from childhood or adolescence can be a good way to develop your movement integrity, and also it helps them develop healthy habits that carry on over into adulthood. So we have a saying that sedentary kids tend to become sedentary adults, and active kids tend to become active adults. So adolescents who exercise are almost always going to do better than those who don't. Here are some facts about exercise in general. Almost everyone knows that exercise is good. Nobody can argue against exercise. However, most people don't exercise. So we all know that exercise is good, but most of us don't exercise. And most people who do exercise quit within a year. So even of those who want to start doing exercise, within 1 year, most of them will stop. So the main problem that we have is not about knowledge, about education, about value. It's really mostly on sustainability. Having a sustainable exercise habit or routine. So to address the issue of the challenge of sustainability, we can summarize them into steps to develop effective and, most importantly, sustainable exercise regimens. So the first and most important goal is to set a goal. It will dictate the best fitness approach for you. No? So if you want to lose weight, aerobic activities along with a calorie deficit is your best bet because they will typically burn more calories per hour compared to just lifting weights or resistance training. If you want to be in better shape, kung gusto mo mas gumanda yung katawan mo, you need resistance training. There's really no way around it. Nothing builds your body as well and as proportionately as resistance training. Not even sports. No? Yung maglalaro-laro ka lang ng sports, it's not nearly enough or as effective compared to resistance training or lifting weights. The second step, once you've set your goal, improve flexibility, improve strength, improve endurance, improve general fitness, pwede rin, no? The next step is to identify opportunities and resources. So look for facilities and equipment that you have easy access to. For example, is there a park or track nearby? Is there an open space that you can use? It will be easier to get to your aerobic workouts. Do you have dumbbells at home? If you just have a pair of dumbbells, you can do a lifetime's worth of exercises with just one pair of dumbbells. If you don't have access to facilities and equipment, you can improvise with items like water jug, water bottle, backpack. Whether you're carrying a 5-kilogram backpack or a 5-kilogram water container or a 5-kilogram dumbbell, your body doesn't really care. What really matters is the resistance that you put on. No? So you can improvise. Find exercise opportunities that are easy to get to. No? Because you don't want to make just getting to your workout an effort in itself. If you spend, if you have to spend, let's say, 1 hour just to get to your exercise venue, that will increase the likelihood of you eventually dropping out. No? Next, find activities that you enjoy. Enjoyment is a very important aspect when it comes to motivation. So doing something that you enjoy is one of the main drivers of exercise adherence. If you enjoy the treadmill more than the stationary bike, then mag-treadmill ka. Kung gusto mo mag-jogging compared to, let's say, mag-swimming, then mag-jogging ka. If sports are more fun, then stick to sports. So, yun. There are no required activities. Just find one that you enjoy. Step number 4. Both for adolescents, for adults, for professionals, you have to set a realistic exercise frequency. Kailangan alam mo kung ano yung magiging possible na schedule mo. This is a common cause of disappointment and dropout in beginners. For example, may bagong bukas na gym or New Year's resolution, mag-exercise na ako. And then they start going 5 times a week, Monday to Friday. So from 0, you went to 5 times per week. Until eventually, di mo siya masusundan, you miss out a few days, hanggang sa magiging 1 day na lang, hanggang sa magiging wala na, next year na lang ulit. So, you have to be more realistic. You don't need to exercise every day if your schedule just doesn't allow it. Kung nag-aaral, kung nagtatrabaho, or doing both, hindi naman kailangan every day. Pwede naman twice a week, pwede naman 6 times a week. It really depends on what is more realistic. Kasi iba yung ideal, ideal is, 6 times a week, pwede. Diba? Yung ideal, you do some form of exercise every day, siguro 1 day of rest lang for the whole week. But it's different from what is realistic. And the best one, or the best frequency for you is whatever is the most realistic or most practical. So look at your schedule, find out where you can realistically insert your exercise session. Bakit? Because staying committed to a 2 days a week program, it's much better than the 5 days a week plan that you were never able to follow. Next, step 5, find a way to track your performance or to track your progress. If you want to lose weight, then anong pwede mong gawin? Monitor your body weight. Kailangan meron kang maging skill. If you like to jog, then you should be able to monitor your distance or your duration of your sessions. So meron kang timer or meron kang GPS, no? Meron kang app sa phone that will track your run. Yeah. If you lift weights, kailangan sinusulat mo ano yung bigat na ginawa mo, ano binuhat mo, ilang reps, ilang set. So whatever your goal is, make sure to find a way to track your performance. No? Kasi pag wala kang way of tracking your performance, there's no way for you to set a goal for progress. No? So your previous measurement is your basis. You can't progress if you don't have a basis. So kailangan meron kang paraan para makita kung saan ka nanggaling, anong performance mo ngayon, anong status mo ngayon, and what is the more realistic progression moving forward. And the last step is to progress slowly. No? You need to constantly challenge yourself in order for your fitness to keep improving. So sa exercise science, ito yung tinatawag natin na progressive overload. No? Example, if you run an extra 2 minutes, if you add 5 pounds on the barbell, no? Kung nagsimula ka sa brisk walking, magiging light jogging siya. If you lift weights, adding 1 more set. So you don't need to take big steps. The most important thing is to take frequent small steps, no, every week or 2 weeks. Small progressions add up to big changes in the long run. So kahit pa konti-konti lang, di ba? Sabihin mo, get 1% better every month. No? In 1 year, that's already 12% better. There is not one best way to progress, but as long as you're progressing in some manner, you're on the right track. Here are some final tips for exercise. Invest in equipment. You can go and start with cheaper options like resistance bands or mga suspension system, no? Like the TRX versions. You can improvise with household items. For example, water jug, water container, water bottle, loaded backpack. Marami ka nang magagawa sa mga yan. Marami ka nang exercise na magagawa sa mga yan. It's normal to miss workouts every now and then, no? So, siguro, let's say every month, meron kang isa or dalawang na miss out. Okay lang. Nobody does it 100%. No? It's good to develop both aerobic and anaerobic fitness. Some form of cardiovascular activities like running, cycling, brisk walking, swimming, no? Jump ropes, yan. And anaerobic fitness, no? Like lifting weights, no? Like powerlifting, weightlifting, climbing, yung mga calisthenics, yan. It's good to have a combination of both. If you're just starting out, no, I suggest just start with one, either aerobic or anaerobic training only. No? And then later on, pag na-develop na yung habit, add the other type of exercise. So thank you very much and have a nice day, everyone.
Thanks so much, Sir Wisdom. And that was a great talk. Especially po, it's now January. And a lot of us have, I'm sure, made exercise our New Year's resolution. So, ang na-pick up ko dito, it's okay to start, pero kailangan po magtuloy-tuloy. Okay? So, the 6 steps to developing a sustainable exercise regimen will help all of us, not only adolescents, start our year right. So kindly save your questions for our Q&A sessions later because we have our second speaker now. Our second speaker is Dr. Cecilia Cristina C. Santos-Acuin. Doctora is a graduate of UPCM, UP Medicine, class of 1982. And she is both a nutritionist and a medical doctor. She finished her PhD in nutrition at Cornell University, New York. Dr. Santos-Acuin is a adjunct associate professor at UPLB, the Institute of Human Nutrition and Food. So apart from that, she's a former senior scientist of human nutrition at E.X.C.E.E.D, the International Rice Research Institute. She's also former chief of science research specialist of the Nutritional Assessment and Monitoring Division and a former chair of the Institution Ethics Committee of Food and FNRI, Food and Nutrition Research Institute, Department of Science and Technology. Pinapadagdag po ni Doktora that she's former president of the Philippine Association of Nutrition. So thanks so much, Doktora.
Okay, thank you very much for the generous introduction, Anna. Iba na talaga pag sis mo yung nag-i-introduce sa'yo. Can you see my slides? Hello? Naririnig po ba ako? I assume naririnig ako. Okay, and I assume makikita niyo yung slides ko kahit hindi ko kayo naririnig, wala akong naririnig na feedback from you. So my topic, so our previous speaker, si Sir Wisdom, has talked about physical activity during adolescence. So my topic is to talk about the nutrition part, which is just as important as the physical activity part. And hopefully over the next 15 minutes or so, these are the topics that I would like to tackle with you. Preferably, we will spend a little more time on the last 3 topics, but we'll see how much time we have. And let me start by just laying the scenario for why adolescence is such an important part of human life. No? So everybody is familiar with the physical maturation part. So alam natin yan na biglang lumalaki ang mga tao during adolescence. And this is the classic growth chart that Dr. Jim Tanner developed in the 70s and 80s. No? So dito nakikita natin yung height gain. So meron din siyang chart for weight, pero pinaka-dramatic kasi yung height. That's why I'm showing that to you. And you can see that the girls, of course, mature earlier. That's also something that we all know. And these increases in height and in weight are due to very fast growth of bone, muscle, even fat, especially for the girls, and pubertal changes, meaning the onset of sexual maturity in humans. But one of the things that we perhaps are not that conscious about is the fact that there is also a tremendous increase in mental ability during the adolescent part. No? Yung tinatawag nating neuronal links, or yan yung mga links from one nerve cell to another, are rapidly changing and evolving during the time of adolescence. So kahit na alam natin that 90% of the human brain is already formed during the first 6 years of life, the adolescence presents a second window of opportunity for further honing the mental ability of an individual. Kasi kung baga sa bahay, during the first 6 years, ginagawa mo yung bahay. Pero during adolescence, dyan mo na nilalagay yung laman ng bahay, yung interiors, dyan mo inaayos ang mga laman. No? So yan yung mga neuronal links or nerve links plus neuroplasticity. Ang ibig sabihin ng neuroplasticity, yung mga nakalatag na bahagi ng ating brain ay pwede pang magbago depende sa mga ginagawa natin during the period of adolescence. So halimbawa kung mahilig ka sa arts, no, ito yung opportunity para ma-develop yung part ng brain na very active sa development ng arts. So it can be physical arts like dancing, or it can be visual arts. So iba-ibang parts ng brain ang involved dyan. And that is due to the fact that there is a lot of neuroplasticity going on during adolescence. And another very obvious, but not as, how will you put it, not as well discussed, or, not faced up front, is the emotional development of humans that take place during adolescence. Alam natin na very dramatic ang changes sa emotional development, but that's largely because of so many things that are also going on during adolescence. So that's one reason. But the other reason also is that there are quite a number of things that remain unresolved from childhood. And that is why adolescence can seem to be very turbulent. A third reason is that sometimes during adolescents are forced to take on adult roles quite early. And so all of these, when they come together, can really make it seem like adolescence is such a chaotic time as far as the emotions are concerned. So I think we need to understand all of these things that are happening so that when we talk about nutrition, kasi yun ang topic ko, maintindihan natin kung bakit ganun ang pangangailangan sa nutrition at bakit mahalaga na pagtuunan natin ang nutrition ng adolescents. Now, let me start by talking about the status of adolescents in the Philippines. So this is from the National Nutrition Survey. The most recent that's available is 2018 and 2019. And what you see here, so you see the prevalences of stunting, wasting, overweight, and obesity. And they haven't changed very much. Although medyo kumonti ng konti ng between 2018 and 2019, medyo kumonti ng konti yung overweight and obesity, but it's not significant. And we do not have the data yet about what happened during the pandemic. So that's to follow. But suffice it to say that pre-pandemic, we were not doing very well. Our adolescents were not doing very well. Ang taas-taas ng rates ng stunting o yung pagkabansot. And that is a remnant of the high stunting rates during childhood. So hindi nahahabol ang height deficits na nangyayari during childhood. And so naka-carry over yan hanggang adolescence and in fact until adulthood. Kaya malungkot mang aminin ay talagang karamihan ng mga Pilipino ay hindi sapat ang kanilang tangkad para sa kanilang edad at para sa kanilang bigat. So this is an area that I hope we can focus on. And as an example of why this is so, is if you look at the table that I have here, this is a table of the energy pa lang to. So yung mga maraming alam natin, maraming mga nutrients na kailangan ng isang tao. Ito ay isang example for energy. So you see here yung timbang, so yun yung kilograms na columns. So M is for male and F is for female. And then you have the lifestyle or life stage or age groups on the first column. And then on the last two columns to your right, we see the energy requirements. At anong mapapansin ninyo? During the time of adolescence, which is the teen years, so from 13 to 15 and 16 to 18, nandoon ang pinakamatataas na pangangailangan natin for energy as humans. So this is from the Philippine Dietary Reference Intakes. Meron ding international standards, pero ito ay ang mga reference standards na angkop sa Pilipino. Kaya napakahalagang tuunan natin ang nutritional status ng adolescents because of this. The other stage or state that I would like to highlight, and this is the reason why we're going to have some discussion about pregnancy and lactation later, is because there is an additional, this is just for energy, mas malaki or mas marami pang ibang nutrients, of course, no, pero we don't have time to discuss that. Pero just as for you to understand how huge the requirements are, dadagdagan pa ng additional 300 kilocalories on top of the usual requirements for whatever age group the mother is at the time when she gets pregnant. So for pregnancy, it's an additional 300. For lactation, it's even bigger than for pregnancy. Everybody focuses on what pregnant women need, but they don't talk about what lactating women need, and lactating women need even more to produce the nutritious breast milk that is needed by her baby. So I hope you keep this at the back of your mind as we discuss the rest of this session. No? So that, I think, brings you to this understanding or the same realization that nutrition is crucial during adolescence. 20% of our adult height and 50% of our adult weight are gained during adolescence. There is an increase in bone mass of 40%. Alam naman natin yan, biglang nagtatangkaran ang mga kabataan, no? Lalo na ang mga lalaki. And the lifestyle habits and food preferences of adulthood are usually formed around this time. And the nutritional status of adolescents affects the onset and duration of puberty. So this has been studied globally, that an overweight adolescent or an overweight late childhood predicts early pubertal changes. So for example, in girls, breast budding o yung pagdevelop ng breast, pagka-overweight happens as early as about 8 years old. And on average, kung hindi overweight, ay mga 10.4 years. Same thing for boys, the scrotal changes o yung mga pagbabago sa kanilang mga bayag ay nag-uumpisa ng mas maaga kung sila ay overweight during late childhood and early adolescence. So mga 10 years compared to 11 years kung normal ang kanilang weight. So we need to also focus on the continuum. No? So hindi sa, porque nakatutok tayo ngayon sa adolescence, ay hindi na natin iisipin yung nangyari nung nakaraan, nung sila ay children, or younger age group, at hindi rin natin mapapansinin yung later age group, no? Kasi part yan ng tulay ng buhay, no? Yung adolescence. Kaya kailangan nating isipin yung pangkalahatan at pagkakadugtong-dugtong ng mga pagbabago sa katawan. Kaya ganun kahalaga ang nutritional status. So I think that's part of what I've already said. So ano ba ang mga kailangang mangyari kapag nag-teenager ang isang tao as far as ang kanyang pagkain is concerned? So I have here the Pinggang Pinoy icon. There is a Pinggang Pinoy for teens. So if you would like to look up a reference, that's a very good guide for you. I'll break it down into some of the important aspects of the diet that need to be given focus on. So for example, we know that there is increased and heavy physical activity usually during adolescence, as Sir Wisdom has mentioned earlier, either because nag-exercise ng mas madalas or engaged in sports or engaged in things like of interest, like dancing or other activities that really cause a lot of physical exertion, and all of this requires energy. So hindi naman sa porke ikaw ay nagbabantay ng iyong timbang ay babawasan mo ng sobra-sobra ang iyong pagkain, kasi kailangan mo ng energy. For an adolescent, it's usually around 130 grams of carbohydrates per day. So wag mong tipirin yung carbs. Ang gawin mo, pumili ka ng tama at mas masustansyang carbs. Pwede naman yun eh. So for example, choose your whole grain. So brown rice or pigmented rice, kasi yan, bukod sa mas maraming nutrients, ang brown and pigmented rice ay mas mataas din ang kanilang fiber content. You will feel full longer, but at the same time, you are consuming sufficient calories and sufficient nutrients for your heavy physical activities. Same thing with high fiber fruits and vegetables. And I hope that we develop the taste for dairy in our country kasi talaga namang malaki ang naitutulong ng dairy nutrition-wise. Now, we can discuss that later maybe during the question and answer. But this is as a general guide about what adolescents need for healthy eating. The second aspect that I'd like to discuss with you is that because of the very rapid growth and muscle development during adolescence, you need good quality proteins. So that's about 0.5 gram of protein per pound of body weight kung hindi ka athlete. Pero kung athlete ka or very heavy ang iyong physical activity, that can go up to as much as 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Or if you're sick and you're recovering from, let's say, a major surgery, you are going to need much more protein than this. No, but so maybe we can discuss that again later if you have questions. But again, much like carbohydrates, it is the quality of the proteins that matter. Now, of course, the best quality protein in terms of bioavailability or yung kakayahan ng katawan na gamitin yung protina na kinakain mo, pinakamaganda talaga ang animal source protein o yung protein na nanggagaling sa mga hayop, no? Pero when you consider the cost to the environment or when you consider the cost to our food system, I think that it is really more responsible to go for the sources of protein that are less or that are more climate friendly, shall we say, or more environment friendly. And so you can go for dairy or eggs kasi yan yung mga madaling ma-replenish, no, without a lot of resources being put into them. But if you can develop the taste for plant-based proteins. So yan yung mga nuts, legumes, beans, at matutulungan nyo pa yung ating mga farmers if you eat more munggo or you eat more peanuts or you eat more beans. No? So I hope that this is something you will consider if you're an adolescent or if you're advising adolescents. No? You know, adolescents love to snack. And these are very good snack foods, nuts and beans especially. I would also advise them not to eat proteins in excess kasi they just get metabolized into fat anyway. So this is, I think, a false economy or a false way of reasoning that if you eat protein to cut down on your energy, you're not going to gain weight. You will, because proteins also get metabolized into fat. And proteins don't get metabolized as fast as carbohydrates. So if you need quick energy sources, kailangan mo talaga carbs dyan. As I said, piliin nyo lang yung carbs, pero wag nyong bawasan kasi you need both the quantity and the quality. And third but not the least is I'm just tagging some of the micronutrients that are usually of a deficit among adolescents, and these are iron, calcium, and vitamin D. And again, this is because of the very rapid changes in the body. So iron, especially for girls, because they are menstruating, they start menstruating at this time. So these are the usual sources of iron in our diet, in the Filipino diet. Ang ano lang dito, ang kailangan lang natin sigurong bigyan ng pansin itong fortified cereals, no, kasi we do have a Food Fortification Act, and among the items that are fortified with iron are rice. So there is iron fortified rice available, but you'll have to look hard to find it kasi it's not being manufactured by our middlemen that much. And also fortified flour. No? So this is mandated by law. Kaya madami sa mga ating mga baked products, our breads, our biscuits, and even our noodles, because they make use of fortified flour, they actually contains some iron as mandated by law. And this is actually one of the reasons why the rates of anemia in our population have actually gone down ever since we started fortifying our flour and our rice. So I think this is something we should continue to do. And we should focus on this, especially among our adolescents. Pwede naman nating i-advise sa kanila na kung pipili sila ng cereal na kakainin, piliin na nila yung 45, di ba? Then for calcium, I think, alam nyo na to, mamaya magkakaroon yata kayo ng mga games or question and answer tungkol dito. So I don't want to belabor the thing, but I do want to emphasize, kasi ito yung mga hindi natin masyadong pinapansin, that small fish are an important source of calcium. Ito yung mga dilis natin o yung mga sardinas natin, yung mga maliliit na isda na pwede natin kainin ng buto. Ang buto kasi, as you know, is made up of calcium. So, ganun din, kahit buto yan ng isda, calcium pa rin yan. Ganun din yung mga ibang scales. No? Kaya kung makakain nyo rin lang, like sa bangus, di ba? I love doing this sa bangus. Pag niluluto namin yung bangus, yung balat, tinutusta ko pa yan para nakakain ko pati yung mga scales kasi may calcium din yon. So let's make use of what's available in our daily food, and let's reduce as well. Wala diyan dito, pero let's reduce our food waste and our food losses through these kinds of strategies. No? Now, vitamin D, hindi tayo dapat nagkukulang sa vitamin D kasi marami tayong isda sa ating paligid. No? Of course, that's something that our government needs to fight for in the West Philippine Sea. Pero totoo, marami tayong isda dahil tayo napapaligiran ng dagat, di ba? So all fatty fish are high in vitamin D, but you need the sun. You need sunshine to convert that vitamin D into the active form of vitamin D para magamit ng inyong bones at saka ng inyong immune system, kasi yun ang usual functions ng vitamin D sa katawan. So, it's not enough that you consume the vitamin D. It is even more important that you get out into the sun. So I think that, I know that during the pandemic, that was quite a challenge. But now that, though I think the worst of that, the restrictions are over, I think it is time to go out into the sun a little more. Maglagay lang kayo ng sunblock sa mukha para hindi naman kayo magkaroon ng sunburn kasi masama din yon. But the rest of your body, you can actually expose to the sun for vitamin D activation. Okay? I'm not going to dwell so much on healthy lifestyle because I think our other speakers have tackled this. But this is it's a balance. It's a balanced thing, no? Hindi pwedeng pagkain lang ang tutukan nyo during adolescence, kailangan lifestyle din. Dahil marami sa mga lifestyle risks, I can undo the good that you do with the food that you eat, or even with the exercise that you do. No? So you need to have this kind of balance between lifestyle and diet. And as you will see from what I have on the screen, hindi nalalayo, pareho lang kami ng sinasabi ni Sir Wisdom, kasi talaga namang these are common lessons across both physical activity and nutrition. So this is one, how do you put it, one lifestyle risk that I want to highlight because it is so common, and that is binge drinking among our adolescents. So I'm showing you the data from the National Nutrition Survey, and mind you, this is for 10 to 19-year-olds, that among those who drink alcohol, and that's about a third of these adolescents, half of those third have tend to binge drink. So more than half the time, especially the males. So I think that this is something we need to discourage. I think a little alcohol once in a while is not bad, but don't binge drink, because binge drinking is toxic to your liver, it's toxic to your brain, it's toxic to your social life. So I think this is something we need to advise our adolescents about. The other risk that I think we need to talk about, and this is very important from a nutrition perspective, is the pregnant adolescent. Kasi the pregnant adolescent affects not just herself, but also her baby, or the nutrition of the pregnant adolescent affects not just herself, but also her baby. So this is data from the Young Adult Fertility Survey of 2021. And to the credit of our POPCOM, kasi talaga namang tinutukan ng husto ng POPCOM ang pregnancy during adolescence after they saw the results of the 2013 survey where nagdoble ang rates of pregnancy among our adolescents. So napababa na nila. And I think we need to learn some lessons from how POPCOM did this on how we can engage adolescents about these kinds of topics that are important to them. Now, that same survey also highlighted, kasi hindi naman alam naman natin on national average yan, iba-iba ang experience ng bawat region. And in general, it is the regions that have high proportions of indigenous peoples that have high rates of teen pregnancies or adolescent pregnancies. So makikita ninyo yan dito sa table na to. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nun na kung wala tayong indigenous peoples ay wala rin tayong ganitong klaseng problema. Kasi tingnan nyo ang Central Luzon at Calabarzon na hindi masyadong madami ang indigenous peoples pero napakataas ng pregnancy during adolescence. So again, as I said, I'm highlighting some of the things that we need to focus on as health providers, because I know majority of this audience are health providers. Now, why is teen pregnancy such a bad thing? Or why do we discourage teen pregnancies? You can see this data from UNICEF. This is global data, not Philippine data, that it is the number 2 cause of mortality among children or among girls aged 15 to 19. So it can be lethal to the teen mom, no? And this is data from a recently published article at the Lancet. So what this table, iisa-isahin natin yan na kasi mahalaga to. Ang pinapakita dito sa mga graphs na to ay ang consequences sa child, sa bata, sa anak ng adolescent mother. No? So makikita nyo sa babang-baba yung age in years ng nanay. So you can see maternal age in years. So the first 2 dots of all of these lines pertains to teen pregnancy. If a child is born of a teen mom, then you can look here at letter A. Up here is birth weight. Birth weights are likely to be lower. So mataas ang low birth weight kapag ang nanay ay teen. Ang gestational age, mas maikli, mas malamang na maikli kung ang nanay ay teen. Ang height ng bata at 2 years of age ay mas mababa, mas bansot. Marami nang ang problema tayo sa kabansutan na dadagdagan pa kung ang nanay ng bata ay teenager. Ganon din sa height, weight for height, so yung BMI ng bata at 2 years, that's the letter D here. If you go down to the lower graphs, the level of schooling attained is less or lower than the average kapag ang nanay ng bata ay teen. Because many of these teen moms are in unstable relationships, or they are not in a good financial situation because of course they are still schooling themselves, or they stop schooling because they got pregnant, so their financial opportunities are lower, and so the opportunities that they are able to then offer to their child is also lower. So the consequences of all of these, adult height is lower when the mom of that child is teen. Walang masyadong effect sa systolic blood pressure, thank goodness. But if you look at the fasting plasma glucose, And this is, I think, in adulthood, no? Lalo na kung batang-bata yung nanay, below 16 years and below, mataas ang fasting blood glucose. So there's a higher propensity or likelihood of diabetes in the children of teen moms. So that's why I put here as the heading, teen pregnancy is harmful to both the mother and the child. And that is why we need to do our utmost to prevent it. But if it is not prevented, then we need to do our utmost to support the teen mom so that her child and she herself can avoid many of these problems that can happen later. This is data again from the Philippines. So the prevalence of nutritionally at-risk pregnant women, as you can see here, pag teen ay di hamak na mas mataas kesa sa older mom. To our credit or to the government's credit, bumababa naman yung prevalence of nutritionally at-risk pregnant women, but it is still much, much higher when the mom is less than 20 years of age compared to when the mom is older. So I hope that this is, again, something that we bear in mind when we deal with adolescents and with pregnant women. Now, working with teens, no, especially for pregnant ones, so ito na yung ating mga take-home messages, no? Because teens are still gaining their knowledge about the world, so we need to focus on what they know. So they know foods, not nutrients. So let's focus on the foods. Kaya kita nyo Pinggang Pinoy, drawing ng mga pagkain yung nandyan, and then examples ng pagkain, hindi nutrients. So of course, at the back of our minds as technical health professionals, we know what the nutrient limitations are, but we translate that into what foods are rich in those nutrients to address, or when we start working with teens. Start with current eating habits. So wag nang, as I think Sir Wisdom also said, don't start kaagad with the ideal. Start with where they are. And for this one, I have worked with some adolescents, and one of the best tools that I have found that works for them is a food diary. So this might be something you might want to consider if you have a teen as one of your patients. No, consider the context of family and peer groups. Napakahalaga ng food environment. Kahit naman tayo, di ba? I mean, those of us who are no longer teens, alam natin na importante ang food environment kasi dyan ang gagaling yung ating mga motivations, dyan ang gagaling yung ating access to food. So consider that context. So when you are dealing with a teen, you cannot deal just with the teen. You have to deal with the people in his or her environment. Reward efforts, but preferably not with food. So if a teen meets some of the goals that you have set for him or for her, maybe she can have an extra gadget time or something like that, or she can have more time with her barkada, so that the effort of attaining a nutrition milestone or a nutrition goal is rewarded. And make it easy. Sinabi na rin to ni Sir Wisdom kanina. And in this case, I would advocate for a Pinggang Pinoy approach kasi nga, as I said, it fits all of the things that we'd like to do when working with teens. Now, for pregnant teens, focus on the weight gain. So not so much on, of course, we need to know what the baseline is. So I'm again echoing what Sir Wisdom said earlier, na you need to track change, and especially when your teen is pregnant. And finally, refer when needed. And these are some of the things that you need to take note of so that you are able to refer. So refer when the weight gain is off target, refer when they are not meeting a diverse enough diet, and aim for at least 7 food groups a day. So I'm only showing 4 because some of these food groups have subgroups. And if your teen, especially if it's a mom teen, is frequently ill or absent or doesn't have enough energy or drive, those are things that will need to raise flags in your mind, and you need to act upon them. So in summary, this is what we've covered, that nutrition during adolescence can determine nutrition during adulthood. We make these choices day by day. So fortunately or unfortunately, you need to make them every day. So kung minsan nakakapagod na, pero ang maganda naman sa day by day, you have the opportunity to do better every time you wake up in the morning. We tackled the pregnancy during adolescence as being harmful and needing additional focus and care. And I would like to end with, this thought that we need to invest in our adolescents because they are the adults of the future and the key to future generations. Marami pong salamat. Pasensya na po ako yata'y lumampas. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Dr. Says. Mahaba pero malaman. So I learned so much. I never really thought about adolescents po na yung brain po nila is really expanding. Akala ko hanggang kids lang. So this is something very interesting and I'm sure there will be a lot of questions. So sa mga gusto pong magtanong, our speakers later, type them into Q&A boxes of UP Manila live stream and Zoom or the chat boxes po of our FB Live at ating pong YouTube. So let's go to our third speaker. Her name po is Dr. Margaret May C. Maaño. And she's a graduate po of UP Medicine class of 2008. Dr. Maan po is a consultant at PGH, the Division of Adolescent Medicine po ng Department of Pediatrics. She also has a master's degree po in public health, also from UP, and she took her residency in PGH. Aside from that, fun fact po about Dr. Maan, mahilig po siya sa pets. She has 1 dog, 2 cats, and yun po yun para hindi naman ho tayo masyadong serious. So again, to tell us more about the adolescent lifestyle, we have Dr. Margaret May C. Maaño. Thanks, Dr. Maan. Kayo na po.
Before I start, I have some food for thought for you. My question is, what does it mean to be healthy? Does it mean having a strong body, being physically fit to participate in exercise, and also in sports activities? Does it mean having a strong body and immune system? You can easily fight off disease and infection. Does it mean having a happy and healthy mind? Your brain cells are at full capacity and is able to function to the best of its ability. What does it mean to be healthy? Does it mean having good and harmonious relationship with your families, friends, teachers, and classmates? And the answer is all of the above. According to your World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So it means you have to be physically, mentally, and also socially healthy. So we go to our topic for this afternoon, the House of Living Healthy, Teen Edition. I am Dr. Margaret May Maaño from the Division of Adolescent Medicine of the Philippine General Hospital, Department of Pediatrics. So at the end of our presentation, participants are expected to describe the importance of healthy lifestyle for growth and development and enumerate ways of staying healthy in the midst of the pandemic. So why do we need to keep our bodies healthy? So before we start, let us recall what we know about ourselves. So you all belong to a group called adolescents. What is adolescence? Is the age range between 10 to 19, a period described to have rapid growth and development. Now, teens experience a lot of changes in the body, so boys and girls experience this differently. Boys and girls, they experience growth spurt. Your young cousins or neighbors who used to be smaller than you will eventually catch up to your height or may even grow taller than you. Females, they start developing breasts, so they have to start wearing training bras or eventually have to wear their own bras. Boys and girls, they develop axillary and pubic hair. Boys start to get facial hair and also experience voice changes. So these boys, they have to start to know how to shave actually for the facial hair. And because of the surge of hormones, they also get acne. Girls start to menstruate once a month. They start getting stains on their skirts and pants, making them self-conscious about these events. So for all of these physical changes to take place, teenagers need the proper nutrition for optimal growth and development. Aside from the body, the brain is also developing. The teenage brain is adult-like at 20 years, but will only be fully developed by the age of 25. And so we can say that the teen brain is a work in progress. And because of their developing brains, teenagers find themselves prone to peer pressure. They get easily influenced to try smoking, vaping, and alcoholic beverage, and other risky behaviors. But we have to remember that despite these risks, most teenagers, they go through adolescence without any problems at all. And with the guidance of their parents and teachers, they will develop the task of adolescence and become adults later on, ready to take their place in society. These tasks include achieving independence from parents, accepting body image, adopting peer codes and lifestyle, and establishing self, sexual, and moral identities. And to reach our full potential as adults later on, we need to start being healthy teenagers right now. And especially right now, with the returning of face-to-face classes, teens like yourselves have to make it a point to really keep the body healthy and to avoid infection. So how do we keep our bodies healthy? We start by knowing the proper nutrition. So we review the 3 food groups, that's Go, Grow, and Glow. Now the Go food, they include your pasta, your bread, your rice, which gives you energy to do your daily activities. Now Grow food, this includes a protein, your fishes, your poultry, your chicken, your beef, and these gives you the building blocks needed for the growth of the body. Then there's the Glow food. This includes fruits and vegetables filled with minerals and vitamins needed to boost your immune system. So aside from knowing the content of each meal, you have to know that for you to be healthy, you have to eat at least 3 meals a day and 2 snacks. This is the Pinggang Pinoy. It gives you the appropriate amount of food intake for each meal. So each meal, you have to have at least 1/4 Go food, 1/4 Grow food, and also 1/4 fruits and 1/4 vegetables. So this is for age 3 to 12 years old. So how do we do this? So for 10 to 12 years old, for breakfast, you can have a fried egg, kamote top salad with tomatoes and rice and banana. For lunch, you can have chicken tinola with green papaya and malunggay, and also rice and mango. For dinner, you can have fried galunggong, pinakbet, rice and watermelon. You can have AM snack in the form of suman and PM snack in the form of boiled kamote. Important also to have at least 8 glasses of water a day and also at least a glass of milk daily too. Now for teenagers, you also have to remember to actually eat also 3 meals a day. So for boys, for breakfast, you can have fried bangus, kamote top salad with tomatoes, rice and banana. For lunch, you can have chicken tinola with green papaya and malunggay and also rice and mango. For dinner, you can have fried galunggong, pet, rice and watermelon, and have AM snack in the form of suman and PM snack in the form of boiled kamote. Now for girls, it is the same content but in a smaller amount. Remember also to take at least 9 to 12 glasses of water throughout the day and also at least a glass of milk. It is always good to eat meals together as a family, first to share the experiences of the day and for parents to teach their children healthy eating habits. Aside from nutrition, it's also important to exercise. So experts recommend that teenagers they get at least 60 minutes or more of moderate to vigorous physical activity each day. So why should we exercise? So the exercise benefits every part of the body, including the mind. Exercise causes the body to make chemicals that can help a person feel better. Also, exercise helps people lose weight and lower the risk of some diseases such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, and high blood pressure. Also, exercise can help a person age well. This may not seem important right now, but this will benefit your body later on. So how should we exercise? So for everyday activities, it should include as much as possible, do many playing outside, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, helping around the house or the yard, bathing your own pet, walking to the store and going for a walk. For 3 to 5 times a week, you can do aerobic exercise as long as 20 minutes. This can be rollerblading, biking, skateboarding. You can do recreational activities also for 20 minutes, including volleyball, basketball, and soccer. You can do 2 to 3 times a week. Leisure activities such as swinging, canoeing, and tumbling, and also strength and flexibility activities such as push-up, pull-up, martial arts, and dancing. And important is to cut down on sedentary activities such as watching TV, video games, and computer games, and also sitting for more than 30 minutes at a time. Aside from exercise, it's important to get sleep. So most teenagers need 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night. Getting the right amount of sleep is important for anyone to function on a daily basis. So how do we get more sleep? You set regular bed and wake up time. You exercise regularly. You avoid caffeine, especially if you're preparing for an exam. You unwind by keeping the lights low. You turn off electronics. Keep the electronics as far away from you as possible. Do not take too many naps and create the right sleeping environment. That was my last slide. So again, to reach our full potential as adults later on, we need to start choosing to be healthy as teenagers. So let us choose to eat right, exercise, and sleep right now and not later. So for your future and mine, let us all choose to be healthy. Thank you for the kind attention.
Salamat, Dr. Maan. Ang ganda. Physical health, mental health, social health, and kailangan din matulog. Very useful. So today's talks give us an overview of the importance of exercise, healthy lifestyle, sleeping, healthier lives, especially among adolescents, to attain good health. So dapat ho, we should exercise, eat well, sleep well, and maintain good relationships with our friends and yung mga nakakasalamuha po natin. So eto po, questions, please send them again and we are collating all of your questions po at itatanong po natin after this. Meanwhile, we have a reactor po. So to give us some of her pearls of wisdom on today's talks, we are lucky to have with us Miss Yvette Dagus. Yvette is a graduate of BS Secondary Education at the U.S.T., University of Santo Tomas. Parang sa husband ko po, I'm married to a Tomasian. She obtained her liberal arts degree at the University of Asia and the Pacific. She's the managing director of Security Service and also a human resource manager at Service Partners. She's a prejudicial marriage counselor and president of BNI. Yvette is also a young mom, very busy young mom with 3 young kids, starting from age 9 to 4. And she's also had a lot of opportunity for training and working with adolescents po and public school students. So umiikot po siya around the country before giving talks to teens. So let's hear po the reaction of Miss Yvette, and later on po we will take your questions. Yvette, ikaw na.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you po, Doctora. So, and hello, everyone. I'm very fortunate to be part of this session. As I said earlier, no, I need this webinar as I am now, no, though a bit late because I'm very much an adult now, right? I'm trying to live a healthier lifestyle. I think, each and every time naman ganun na parang you fall, you fail, but then you get up and try to be better, try to live a healthier lifestyle every time, no? So especially, di ba, after coming from the holidays, sugar galore, di ba? So sugar, salt, fats, so all of those during the holidays. So until today, my fridge is still packed with Christmas sweets. So that's why bawi with healthier snacking, as Dr. Cecil mentioned. No? So I'm lucky that my taste buds have matured in, and now I enjoy genuinely at that eating vegetables. All right, so moving on, as a reactor, no, I find this session a really important one to revisit. To revisit because I think for all of us, we have like a basic knowledge of how it is to be healthy, what we're supposed to be eating, but it always, with the busyness of life, diba, it's always like our knowledge goes down the drain. So I'm happy that there is such a session. So one of the insights I'd like to highlight is, of course, the benefits of exercising. No, as I having background in psychology, ang nag-stick din sa akin among these benefits would be, well, improved self-esteem, higher likelihood of maintaining a healthy weight into adulthood, so a healthier aura siguro as well, no, into adulthood, and then healthy habits that carry over, no, as well into adulthood. So I think these three are foundations of who and how adolescents will be as they grow into adults, right? So who in turn, no, these adolescents will be the movers, no, of our families, communities, and the world. And we need healthy adults, starting with healthy children, healthy teens, healthy adolescents. So another insight, of course, is on nutrition as crucial during adolescence as it affects adults' nutrition, right? Again, doing it early in teens and adolescents is capital, no, for us to be healthy adults. Really, investments for the future. And I so agree with the emotional and may add psychological development of being uber important during adolescence because these are turbulent times, right? And since the human being is a holistic being, nutrition and health play a role in the emotional aspect, right? I don't know lang, that what comes to mind is like a friend of mine, right? We were eating and all that. So dito ko talaga na nakita na what you eat, adds to what you feel, right? Kasi sa kanya, ganito yung story, no? He has a bit of gas problems, right? So gas problems in his tummy, and after he eats, parang mabilis ma-distend yung tummy niya. And so we were out, and medyo gassy yung food, I think. I don't know. The effect on him was that he had distended tummy. And afterwards, parang we were walking in the mall, parang bad mood siya. Sabi ko, oh, what happened? Parang nag-iba yung mood mo. It's because he was sucking in his gut. Kasi distended yung tummy niya eh. So nako-conscious siya na medyo malaki yung tummy niya. So parang, I mean, that simple thing of just eating. We had, we had beans. We were in a Tex-Mex restaurant. So, that in itself was like, okay, nawala agad yung confidence, hindi na siya happy. And I could not fault him for that. I could not say na, hey, can you snap out of it? Because, you're such a Debbie Downer. No, it's not that. It really is a real thing, right? It's a real thing. So anyway, going back. So, diba, it adds to the psychological effect. It adds to the emotional aspect of the person. But we are also very social with dynamic changes and phenomena happening around us that are beyond our control, even beyond our understanding at times. And so we try to control the things we can. And one of those that we can is nutrition, diba? And well, ultimately, our lifestyle as well. So even if it's cliche, totoo talaga when we say that what we eat, that we are what we eat, diba? Because if we don't feel right, if we don't eat right, I mean, we feel it, and it's not just the physical effects as I mentioned earlier. So I think the Pinggang Pinoy is a very helpful guide, no? And to be honest, it's not difficult to eat right. Simple practices like personally, I try to do this at home, like adding turmeric, malunggay leaves, even oregano to rice while it's cooking. It's a very practical start, no? Kasi for us, for me, rice is life. So be it white, brown, or red, then let's add even more nutrients to it because diba, as Dr. Cecil mentioned, it's not as the white rice isn't the healthiest of all variants, right? So ako, since my kids don't like it yet because they're very young kids, yung brown or even the black, what I do to my rice is just put turmeric, put malunggay leaves, and they eat it. They're happy with it. They like the taste. So for me, it's that. It's adding more where we can. No? And I think it's where the mindset plays a big role. No, if we keep thinking it's a hassle, it's mahirap, then our teens and adolescents will feel that. But in truth, being healthy is actually doable and inexpensive, as Dr. Cecil gave tips on earlier. No, I love bangus, and I do that also. We fry our bangus until it's crisp. So parents, I think, should be able to see this again as an investment. They are, or we are, investing in our children because when they're healthy, they're happy, they're confident. They won't look for affection or assurance from other people, especially during this difficult time of adolescence, right? Of adolescence. So teenage or adolescent pregnancy won't even be a problem anymore. Well, libreng nangarap. So this is a goal I think we all need to work for. So I guess, yeah, last point, I think it's be realistic in terms of exercise. If it takes to lower your expectations from yourself, then so be it. Better to have something than nothing because masyadong lofty ang goals. I feel that it's better to start with a little progress than start with a lot and fail, right? It also adds to our self-esteem. So be proactive. Look for ways to engage both adolescents and adults in fun activities. Social media is so accessible. It takes for us just to be a little creative. No, Rizal, Cavite, Pampanga are a few places not so far from the metro to be able to get some fresh air, sun, and space to let go of gadgets. Diba? So I don't know, no? I think all of us here would agree that we've felt that, no, being in front of the screen, doing holding onto our gadgets. It's really it's a ball and chain sometimes, no, because it's so hard to let it go, right? And so we look forward to the weekends, and I make it like really an outing talaga, no, na parang it's a day that we look forward to as a family. And it's not just for the kids, it's also for us talaga na adults. And next, change your mindset. Hassles can be seen as opportunities. It's not a waste of time or money, but rather an investment in our children and even in our own health as adults, right? And aim to be healthy. I like the definition we heard this afternoon. Being healthy does not only mean the absence of disease or infirmity, as what is the common definition of Google, no, but rather it's a holistic well-being. And safe to say, we were created to be that way, to be holistically well. And with the way the world is now, it's quite difficult to take steps to be healthy. To be honest, let's accept that, no? Difficult maybe, but not impossible. So it's a matter of mindset, no? The zeal to really do something about it, to choose to be healthy. Now, because we only have one life, one health, but we have so many chances to be at our optimal health. So again, thank you, and I wish us all a healthy, happy, and great 2023.
Thank you, Miss Yvette. Ang ganda ng reaction niya. So, andito na po tayo. For those who are excited about the questions, thumbs up, hearts, pakita nyo na po. Okay. So, please send your questions again sa FB Live, sa atin pong mga iba't ibang Q&A boxes. So, padala nyo lang po. Okay. So, first question po, Sir Wisdom, since kayo po nauna. Exercise. Ito, number 1 question. How do we get teens, isama na yung mga bata, to put down their tablets, tumigil na sa Netflix, tapusin na si Wednesday, and exercise more in IRL. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, in real life.
Hello po, thank you. Yan. So, one thing that we learned dealing with kids, preteens, no, when it comes to exercise, physical activity, hindi nagwo-work sa kanila yung it's good for your health. Sabihin mo, it's good for your health, lalakasin. It doesn't work. So, the life of a child, what we notice is it revolves around finding enjoyment, engagement, having fun. So we have to provide them opportunities where they can have physical activities, with especially with other kids na may kasama sila, to have fun, to enjoy. Kasi bakit ba sila nagtataga sa gadgets? Kasi 24/7 may source of entertainment. Bakit? Kasi ako, batang 90s, laking probinsya. Bakit kami very engaged in physical activities? No? Tumatakbo sa kabilang bundok, naglalaro sa labas with friends kasi it's fun. It's the same thing. So we have to provide them with opportunities. One is in the community. Meron ba yung mga park sa malapit? Meron bang mga court, mga field, no? Kasi kung walang opportunity to go out and do activities, wala rin silang magagawa. So they are stuck at home. And then very important din yung role ng school. Kaya very disappointed na binaba ng DepEd yung physical education to once a week, I think 50 minutes. Sa school dapat that's the best time for them kasi they are with other kids, they are with children or adolescents or people the same age range. No? So dapat nandun yung maraming opportunities for them to engage in different sports, different activities, no? Hindi lang yung physical na benefits, pati na rin yung learning how to socialize, learning about teamwork, about communication, no? So very important yan. And then doon din natutunan yung mga cultural aspects like indigenous or Philippine games natin. So yan, for them to put down their tablet, they have their gadgets and exercise. We have to give them opportunities to do fun, engaging, and activities that they can enjoy. Hindi yung pwedeng, hindi mo pwedeng gawin yung kasi sabihin mo lang, kasi this is good for you. This will help you develop strong bonds. It doesn't work for kids. It works for adults, yung meron ng hypertension, malaki na yung tiyan, feeling nila, hinihingil na sila. Yes, that works for adults. For kids, it doesn't work. It's good for you, no? And kailangan, it has to be something that is engaging for them. So yun yung importante talaga. Kasi kung wala naman silang magagawa in school and outside, pag binaba nila yung phone nila, yung gadget, anong gagawin nila? Diba? Nakatunganga lang sila. Ganun pa rin. So yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you po, Sir Wisdom dyan. Ang parati nga pong sinasabi ng anak ko, pag pinapatay ko po yung internet, wala daw siyang magawa. So, and take note, nakatira po kami sa farm. So, wala, ayaw nila. Tapos nag-get together po sila. Ang ginagawa po nila, naglalaro ng Roblox. So, dapat napakahirap po talaga. So, since I think maaga si Sir, my second question is also about exercise. I was able to interview po a physical therapist. At sabi niya daw, marami daw siyang referral ngayon na dahil nagiging lampa daw yung mga bata. How do we counter this, and what's the effect of the pandemic on exercise? At I have a feeling na sasabihin niyo bababa eh. How can we get back to yung dati?
Yes. Yes. Actually, we also noticed that sa college, no, especially sa mga incoming na mga freshmen namin, no, yung tinatawag natin na movement integrity, kinesthetic sense. We deal with a lot of varsity athletes. Ibang-iba yung kanilang ability to move compared to other students na alam mong hindi talaga naglaro nung bata. Lampa, mabagal, uncoordinated. And that's because a lot of your overall athleticism, no, and full body coordination is developed when you are young. So, pag hindi sila lumaki na, marami kaming mga students minsan, hindi marunong tumakbo. No, can you imagine, yung 18 years old, hindi marunong tumakbo. Parang ang bigat ng paa. And that's something that you develop through but through exposure to different activities, different sports, different games, no? Kahit nga yung paggawa ng household chores around the house, around a farm, that can also help develop movement integrity. So the only way we can address that is make sure that we provide them opportunities early on, no, sa school setting pa lang, to do different activities, learn about different movements, expose them to different sports, hindi sila na mag-specialize sa isang sport kaagad. Because that is something that they will carry on into their adulthood. Kasi mahirap pagdating na, say we handle both PE and varsity students. Iba. You know, yung ibang PE students, tuturuan mo pa paano mag-swing ng arm. Paano iluhod yung isang tuhod to lunge. Pagdating mo sa varsity, pinakita mo lang yung video, magagawa na nila kaagad. So yung kinesthetic sense, kinesthetic awareness, yan. And then, for the past 2 years, yes, mahirap kasi wala talagang choice yung mga bata, hindi makalabas. So since we can't turn back time, the opportunity is right now to make sure that they can go back to school and again expose them to different opportunities for physical activity, sports, indigenous games. No, kasi it's not too late pa rin naman. Make sure it's a fun, engaging environment. No? Kasi again, it's the pursuit of fun and enjoyment. Yun yung importante sa mga bata. Yun, kasi wala rin tayong magawa for the past 2.5 years. So just get back on track. And hopefully, mabago yung rules. Kasi nga, DepEd apparently doesn't, yung school system natin apparently doesn't prioritize physical education. And that's what we get right now, mga lampa na bata. Especially those coming from the urban na mga household. Kasi ibang mga rural na kids namin, apparently they have more open space to run around to play. Magkaiba talaga yung galaw nila. So, yun lang po for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Wisdom. Kinabahan ako sa hindi marunong tumakbo. So if anyone is alarmed, please put a sad face. I am alarmed. And magtulungan po tayo. As parents, marami rin parents dito. Tulungan po natin yung mga anak natin. Thank you so much, Sir Wisdom.
Yeah. Also po, sorry.
Umuulan ng alarmed faces po dito sa Facebook. Umuulan ng malulungkot na muka.
Yeah, I would add yung hindi marunong tumakbo is, let's say meron kaming drill or meron kaming mga activity that involves some sprinting, yung parang hindi nagbe-bend halos yung tuhod, plus ang bigat ng paa pag-apak. Yung natatakot ka na baka anytime pwede siyang matumba just by running on a flat floor. Yan. So yun yung yung mga sinasabi ko, mahirap talaga na we have to address that. Kasi hindi lang yan about fitness eh. It's about also long-term health.
Tama yun. Thank you so much, Sir Wisdom. So, I don't know if the question is for Dr. Ces or Dr. Maan. But the question is, ang ganda po ng platong Pinoy, pinakita. Unfortunately, let's face it, ang platong Pinoy po ngayon is labeled Jollibee or McDo. Okay. So, paano po? How do we avoid eating a diet of fast foods for teens when their parents po are both working? Wala na hong naghahanda ng pagkain sa bahay. First of all, wala na pong mga cook. Number 2, nagtatrabaho si mommy and daddy. And number 3, likely, busy na rin po si lolo at lola. So, the easiest thing to do is to buy fast foods. Any comments po on this?
May I give my opinion or answer for this question, ma'am?
Oo, sige.
Okay.
Doktora.
So I think the best is actually to advocate still for healthy diet or healthy eating habits. So in case you have to start eating healthy at home. So sa bahay pa lang, dapat yung choices nila is healthy na. So halimbawa, compared sa fried, mas maganda naman yung baked. So there's always a healthy alternative to options sila. But for a busy mom or a dad, you can actually advise your kid, maybe they can go to the school cafeteria. The cafeteria would actually have more options of healthier, that may vegetables naman, may fruits naman, may rice. You can actually advocate for them to parang go to the cafeteria and get their food there instead of going to the fast food. So there's always a healthy alternative. Or if not, the mom can actually prepare the food sa gabi pa lang, tapos nakapack na, tapos siguro ikininit na lang sa umaga, babaon na ng mga bata. There could be ways to mitigate looking as the only alternative as fast food, I think cafeteria is a good alternative. They would offer some fruits and vegetables. At the same time, naka-monitor naman ang nutrition sa mga schools. So if they cannot go, wala silang baon, cafeteria is a good option other than going to those fast food alternatives. And the parent should actually, kung hindi naman niya kaya, baka you can have the lunches ready the day before, or nakagawa kahit sandwich man lang, or naka-instruct na sa bata kung ano yung mga lalagay niya sa baunan niya, like baka nakaluto na lang kanin, ng ulam, ilalagay na lang bata sa kanyang baunan, tapos kasi na magbabaon on her own. Being teenagers, they have to be taught to be responsible for their own health. So kung di kaya ni mommy, o baka si ate pwedeng magtulong, or baka si or someone, an older relative can actually help out. So those are alternatives that I can think of. Hopefully that helps. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Maan. Ito kay Dr. Cez, since you are a nutritionist, ma'am, ano pong comment nyo sa instant noodles? Na marami pong Pilipinong kumakain po talaga nito, ma'am.
Double-edged sword yan, eh, no? When you have nothing to eat, instant noodles is fine, as far as I'm concerned. When you have options, then you can actually enhance your instant noodles. So one of the things that actually is good about instant noodles is if they're made of fortified flour, as I mentioned earlier. Kasi that means merong additional nutrients, hindi lang yung carbs na nanggagaling sa starch, no? You also have usually iron, and some of the noodle makers actually add some condiments. Pero ang ayaw ko sa instant noodles, mataas ang salt. So usually what I recommend there is to reduce but there's the flavor packet or flavor sachet. Yes, just put 1/3 or at most 1/2 of what's in that sachet to bring down your salt content. The other is you can add more nutritious foods to your instant noodles. You can add eggs, you can add vegetables, all kinds of things, which also I think I'd like to also add to what Dr. Maan mentioned earlier about options, kasi the number one thing or the number one action that parents can do is to role model. Pag nakikita sa inyo ng bata, lalo na kung bata pa sila, hindi pa sila teens, no? Susundin kayo nila. Pero, gaya nga nung sinabi ni Sir Wisdom, kung sasabihin mo lang na it's good for you but you don't do it, they're not going to do it either, and especially when they are teens. So I think that's the number one thing, to role model. The number two thing is to make healthy foods more accessible and unhealthy foods less accessible. So if you're going to stock up in your house, in your households, you stock on the healthy foods, especially snack foods. Kasi gusto ng mga teenagers yung, okay, bye, I'm going na, and then they're gone, di ba? So, you have to have the healthy foods available there. Now, what are healthy options that are not expensive? Nilagang saging. Maraming, very cheap, very accessible, very easy to make. You can stock it in your refrigerator, and it lasts for days, so you can actually eat it on the go or have it ready on the go. Nilagang mais. Oh, ang sarap-sarap kaya ng nilagang mais. This requires a little more effort than nilagang saging, but it is still also very accessible. Nuts, sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, my favorite actually is boiled peanuts, but there are so many other versions of peanuts available around us. So we are fortunate that we are a tropical country. These kinds of foods are readily available. All kinds of fruits that you can eat on the go. No, hindi lang naman saging yan. May bayabas dyan. May ngayon panahon ng chiko. May mangga. Marami yan. No, hindi kailangang mahal. Ang mangga na ini-export natin, mahal na yan dahil sa priority ang export. Pero yung Indian mango is just as nutritious and just as healthy. So, learn to eat Indian mango, learn to appreciate its taste, and I think you're good to go. So, thank you.
Thanks, Doktora. Magdadagdag daw po si Ma'am Yvette, being the mom of 3 kids and busy. So makinig tayo,
Yes,
Yvette.
yun nga dun sa thank you, Doctora. Siguro coming from a guilty mom, no? Um, again, I love being practical and all that, and I learned the hard way. Not well, I guess the hard way because to be honest, when I got married, talagang ayoko magluto. wala wala akong skill sa kitchen, no? But I guess I had to learn, no? Because a way to a man's heart is through his stomach daw. Well, to keep a happy marriage also, diba? And of course, for the kids when they were born, isa-isa na yan, syempre, healthy eating and all that. And then all the more during the pandemic, no? So, diba, also we saw in the pandemic the rise of home bakers. So I also did that, no? Ang dami kong natutunan, nagulat ako na parang, wow, I can do this pala. And actually, now the world is opening up again, no? Busy life, no? Talagang with a vengeance ang pagbalik ng work. So with us, like what Dr. Cecil said kanina, no, na to add where we can, we add nutrition where we can. So for my kids, no, they love pancit canton. And ako din, to be honest. But no, every time we have pancit canton or yung noodle soup, what I do is, and I have instructed my helpers to do the same, to always put vegetables, to add vegetables, kasi yun doon naman na yung flavor and all that. So, dagdag ng sari-saring vegetables, whatever's there, parang it's a hodgepodge of, parang pansit talaga na may mga vegetables. And also, boiled eggs. So, my kids would snack on boiled eggs also. Baon nila yon in school. And also, what I find very helpful, especially when we're hurrying, would be in the grocery, there are ready to heat cooked food. So we don't have to resort to fast food, right? There are actually alternatives. We just have to be a little creative and we have to do our research. Nasaan ba yung mga to? Ano ba yung mga yan? No? Again, social media, we have the world in our fingertips. And social media, ang dami rin dyan. Even on TikTok, there are a lot of videos that show us how to make our food more nutritious, na hindi mahal, no? Like what Dr. Cecil said. No, talagang we use what we have, except siguro sibuyas kasi medyo mahal, right? And it's a scarcity right now. But there, as a busy mom also, I think it's that, no? Of course, life happens and we can't really expect that or impose that on parents na, hey, kailangan home baker kayo, kailangan sobrang lahat healthy and all that. But yun nga, add nutrition where we can. And even this, siguro yung seaweed also. I mean, in the grocery, one of my favorite snacks are the crisps, the vegetable crisps. So, favorite ko talaga yung malutong na okra. No, these are dehydrated. So, they are, no, if of course it also has salt. But between the chips and the dehydrated vegetables, I think, we know which one to choose. So I think that's it. Just a little bit of practical tips that I'd like to share.
Thank you, Yvette. Ako ho, nagluluto. Kapampangan pa ako. I live on a farm, but my child only wants to eat steak and chicken. So 2 years na po siya sa pandemic. May isang fruit at isang vegetable, hindi pa ko niya nakain. I'm sorry to reveal this on Zoom. Benjamin, I hope you're watching. So, eto po, last question na lang. And any of you can ask it kasi po malapit na po tayo sa time. Pero ang dami po talagang reactions. Okay. So, itatanong ko po sa mga audience natin, ano po yung age ninyo? You can put 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Kasi my question is, ang dami nating magandang advice. But did we reach the teens? How do we reach teens and adolescents this day? Are they going to even listen to us? Matanda na po tayo eh. I think our audience are not teens also. You can put 20s po ako. So, my question to you is, how do we give this excellent message to our young people of today? How do we reach out to them? Should we lecture in their school? How about social media? Hindi ko po alam. So, does any one of you who are adolescent experts or nutrition experts want to share? How do we, as adults, share our knowledge to the younger generation? Saan po tayo pupunta at lalagay? Or are we just going to have webinars forever? Opo.
May I start off with this one?
Sige po, ma'am. Saan natin
Oo.
hahanapin yung mga bata para ipaalam po natin sa kanila yung platong Pinoy?
Well, my interest in food started as an adolescent. My mom enrolled me in cooking classes. Every summer yan, to keep me busy, I was in a cooking class of all kinds of cooking classes hanggang sa yung ano nga ito, at the time meron yung Magnolia Cooking Club. In-enroll pa niya ako doon. You know, usually ang nag-e-enroll doon mga nanay, mga working women ganyan, pero ako I think I was 14 or 15. In-enroll niya ako doon. So that's how I started my interest in food and learning about things. So I would recommend getting the teens in charge of the food in the household, once a day or once a week or one meal a week, or get them to plan. So in my household, I have 5 kids. I can't do it anymore because 2 of them are no longer living with us. They're married na. Pero noon, one day a week sila yung in charge ng menu. And then when I go to the grocery, they have to tell me what to buy so that I can buy their ingredients, and then I supervise, of course, or somebody in the household supervises, helps them with the menu they've chosen so that it's actually executed. And so maraming mga naging ang tawag mo doon, disasters sa aming kusina. But that's the way they learn. And this was true for my boys and for my girls. And when my boys became, nung nagbibinata na at nandiligaw na, they actually use their cooking skills to impress girls. So I think that's the way to engage them. And nowadays, because all of this interest in plantitas, also get them to plant. And they can taste for themselves how much more delicious freshly harvested fruits and vegetables are. So kahit na mahal yan sa market, if you have it in your backyard, it's not mahal. And you can add it to whatever dishes, gaya nga ng sabi ni Miss Yvette, you can add anything to any dish that you have. There are actually no rules about that. The only rule is food safety, and that's for another session. But that's about the only thing. Otherwise, you can combine malunggay with your rice. You can combine eggs with your noodles. Anything. You can combine fruits with your salad, fruits with your soups. Depende yan kung anong gusto mo, di ba? As I said, a disaster will tell you we're not going to do it again if you don't like the taste, or if something really bad happens in the kitchen. But that's the way to start. Thank you.
Ang ganda po. Sobra. Napaka-practical po ni Doktora. Thank you so much.
Dr. Ann, I would
you.
like to
I'm gonna
add.
do that. Dr. Maan, i-share ko lang, may gulayan po ako. Pero hindi pa rin ho pinapansin ng anak ko yung gulayan ko. Meron po akong ampalaya, kalabasa, tomato, and talong. Kaya lang, I haven't been at home kasi nagbakasyon ako, so makapatay na ho lahat ng gulay. So, Dr. Maan, ikaw muna.
Okay, but for me, my profession is actually adolescent specialist. So actually we see regularly adolescents, and part of my message when I send them home is actually to have a healthy lifestyle, eating healthy. So pinggang Pinoy pa rin yan, 1/4 kanin, 1/4 ulam, 1/2 dapat fruits and vegetables. Tapos usually tatanungin ko sa mga bata, ano kinakain mong prutas? Sabihin niya sa kanya, orange, minsan banana na ganyan. Tapos minsan, ano naman kinakain mong gulay? Sagot naman yan. Tapos kung kumakain siya, very good ikaw. Natutuwa si doktora sa'yo. Baka gusto mo naman dagdagan. Would you like to try ganito later on? So parang encourage them in your own clinic, each encounter, to eat something new na healthy. So that's a parang good alternative to that. And i-add ko rin lang, and actually advise also exercise, and sleep right. You have to advise the whole package whenever you see them. And I will add on kay Doktora Acuin na sinabi, I think the love for food or healthy love for food should be actually passed from the parent to their younger generation. So kung picky eater yung mga anak ninyo, hanap kayo ng recipe na gusto i-try ng anak ninyo. Tapos gawin nyo together. Baka yung making it together will have some meaning sa bat. At the same time, encourage siya, i-try naman yung pinaghirapan niyang lutuin. So look for a recipe na baka gusto niyang i-try, tapos you go from that. Kasi sometimes, you can emulate the healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, and healthy cooking na rin sa mga bata. But at least that way, maano natin, makaka-encourage tayo ng healthy eating and healthy cooking sa bahay, at matututo yung batang magluto. Kasi maganda namang matutong magluto ang bata, para at least they can fend for their own. At the same time, it will answer also the question, kung busy si mommy, si daddy, kaya mo na magluto on your own in case kailanganin. So hopefully, that's the best way to reach them. If not, if there's still Facebook, they make healthy posts every now and then, but something healthy na they can actually read, not but short message, huwag masyadong mahaba, para mabasa naman nila. It could be parang enjoying exercising, enjoying a healthy meal, something na ang message is healthy, that you can post, you can get the message across to them. Kasi Facebook naman yung pinakamadalas nilang i-browse sa mga pages. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Maan. Hindi na po, parang TikTok na ata yung anak ko. Ayun lang. Oo. Okay. So, before we end, last statements na lang po. Short lang, 1 to 2 sentences. Ma'am Yvette, kasama ka dito sa last statement. Sige, Yvette, mauna ka na. If you'd like to say something lang sa mga moms na nakikinig. Kasi ang dami nating audience reaction. Maraming nasad dun sa lampa, maraming natuwa dun sa how to spice up instant noodles and make them more healthy. So, Yvette, 1 to 2 statements lang.
Okay, so for me, I guess I was also hearing a lot from Dr. Cecil and Dr. Margaret, no? So, and maybe for me, not talking about nutrition anymore, but I think it's also important that we let our children try, because that gets them engaged. No, it's not only about food, try new food, but also try sports, try different activities. No, and I think coming from the pandemic, parang we take advantage of yung, sorry for the term, pero I've heard of this before, yung hayok na hayok lumabas kasi nakulong for 2 years, 2.5 years, right? So we take advantage of that, and let's, again, it's always coming from the parents. So we try to get them engaged by ourselves, being engaged ourselves. And where do we get the teens? Where do we get the adolescents? Social media is there, but of course, since alam mo yun, we can't fight them, not naman really join them, but at least give them the right content. So as influencers, we can do that. Kayo yun. Influencers. So thank you again.
Thanks, Doktora tuloy, Miss Yvette. Doktora Ces, kayo po.
I think we need to have more programs specifically for teens. This is a neglected age group in our population as far as healthcare is concerned. Konting-konti lang yung mga espesyalista natin, katulad nila Dr. Maan. I think we need to develop these programs, not just as health per se. No? So let's not box it in, but let's broaden it para it becomes a social activity, it becomes something attractive to the teens. Let's learn from Popcom, kasi sila ay nagkaroon ng maraming teen programs para i-address yung reduction in teen pregnancies. We can build on that and use whatever, ang dami nilang mga gimmick dyan para na specifically for a teen audience. But then let's expand that to engage them in physical activity, in better eating, in healthy lifestyle. Kasi ano yan I think of it as parang a vacuum, no? Ganun ang adolescence Pag hindi mo pinuno ng mabuti, papasok ang masama. So kailangan punuin ng mabuti, gaya ng ginawa ng nanay ko, cooking class after cooking class para hindi wala akong ibang gagawin. So ganon yung strategy. Salamat.
Thanks, Ma'am. You are my new Lodi. Okay, bilib ako, Ma'am. Palulutuin ko na ho yung 10-year-old ko. And baka steak ho puro ang lutuin niya. Kinakabahan lang ako at mahal yon. Steak and sibuyas. Oh my God. Okay, so Dr. Maan, kayo naman po. Last words.
So my last word, health is a choice. You can choose to be healthy. So you have to eat right, exercise, and sleep, and saka avoid those smoking, drinking, and alcohol, such as that. So you have to start now as a teenager. And the best way for us to get this message across is by emulating healthy lifestyle. Mahirap naman mag-advise sa mga teenagers mo, ikaw yourself, you're still doing these things. So as much as possible, when I advise, I also try to emulate myself, that I still try to exercise, take note, I still try. Tapos, I will still eat right and vegetables. So it's how you pack, how you message it. But you cannot message something that they do not see in you. If you are what they strive to be, they will actually come and try to become better themselves. So it's the message is important. So let's advise our teens and fight along with them to become healthy, eating, sleeping, and exercising right.
Ang
Thank you.
ganda. Kasama na dyan ang mental health, ano, Dr.
Yes,
Maan? Oo.
Yes.
So
Part
maraming
yan, ma'am.
ayun, kasama yan. So to all of our speakers, maraming salamat po. This is a great start to the new year. And before we end, we, the new webinar team of the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority, would like to express our gratitude to our partners and sponsors. The Philippine General Hospital, Division of Adolescent Medicine, the City of Manila, Manila Public Information Office, Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, College of Arts and Science Student Council, the UP Medical Students for Social Responsibility. So yan po. So we are Exceed Expectations, the Adolescent Health Summit. We are also co-presented by In Life Heroes. And most of all, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nakinig sa atin ngayong hapon na ito. And we are happy to be with you. Again, reminders lang, all healthcare professionals who are interested in obtaining CPD units to please fill out our evaluation form. Lalabas po yan, tinyurl.com/mewebinars 2022 evaluation within 3 days po after the forum. You may find the links to the evaluation forms at the comment boxes sa FB Live, YouTube, at saka po dun sa Zoom. Again, maraming salamat po. This is our second webinar, Exceed Expectations, Adolescent Health Summit Webinar Series. Maraming salamat po. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you for attending Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit. The Mu webinar team of the Mu Sigma Phi Medical Sorority would like to thank our partners, the UP Philippine General Hospital Division of Adolescent Medicine, City of Manila, Manila Public Information Office, Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity, College of Arts and Sciences Student Council, and the Medical Students for Social Responsibility. Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit is co-presented by In Life Heroes. We are also grateful for the support form from the UP Manila Information Management Systems and the UP Manila Postgraduate Institute of Medicine. Most of all, we thank you, our participants, for spending your lunch hour with us. For those who are interested in obtaining CPD units, please fill out the evaluation form at tinyurl.com/mewebinars2022 evaluation. Please ensure that your answers are submitted within 3 days after the webinar. We'd also like to invite you to download the Immunity mobile app. It's a user-friendly physician-guided health mobile app which features 1. An immunization record and tracker, 2. An information atlas on all of the vaccines available in the Philippines, and 3. Frequently asked questions or facts and myths on vaccination. It's currently available for free at the Google Play Store. Additionally, we have installed a set of immunity booster stickers on Viber and Telegram for your use when communicating with your loved ones through the aforementioned platforms. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for the recently launched new set on getting your COVID-19 booster shot for Viber and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram. You may download them at tinyurl.com/immunityviber and tinyurl.com/immunityviber2 for the recently launched new set on getting your COVID-19 booster shot for Viber, and at tinyurl.com/immunity-tg for Telegram. For more details and updates, please check our Facebook page at facebook.com/newwebinars and our Twitter timeline at twitter.com/newwebinars. You may also email us at newwebinars2223@gmail.com.
Before we end, we would like to invite you to participate in the next webinar of Exceed Expectations Adolescent Health Summit on March 14, 2023, entitled Breakthrough, Empowering Young Women.
Again, thank you very much for attending this webinar. Have a good day!
The world of today may have changed, but we'll never stop doing good. So the youth can reach their dreams. So women can give more light to their families. So that all Filipinos can move forward, leaving no one behind. We make today better because today is what shapes the future. And in the future, we see everyone leading a lifetime for good. In life, a lifetime for good.
Hello, Ma'am Marge.